Hey everyone, this is Carbonite, and today I'm bringing you another premium match from our last premium tournament at our locals. Today I'm actually joined by a couple of guests. So, actually, on the left, we have playing Spike Brothers, first place BCS Anaheim champion Joshua Rodriguez.
Heyo.
And on the left, we have Jesse.
Yo.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the match. I'm going to have them discuss what was going on through their heads as they were playing the match. So here we go.
Oh, thanks for the warning. Yeah, so the start here, I'm trying to find a Nightrose. I think I remember my plan in this game, at least for this matchup, is to ride up earlier. So I'm trying to get rid of Nightrose onto the field. I think in this situation, I didn't have a ride target, so I think I'm going to greed shade next turn.
Ooh, I remember this. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm trying to search for a grade 3 to ride up, but unfortunately I got like one of the worst ride targets, which you'll eventually see. I'm eventually gonna have to ride it up and it's gonna suck so much. But we do what we have to.
So obviously Joshua is referring to the Makani he just added to his hand, which, are we still playing the Makani, Joshua?
No, we are not.
You're not scared of Hanali anymore?
No, I am still scared of Honolulu, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna see it.
So here, I wanted a different ride target because I wanted the greed shade that Nightrose to hand. And if you notice, I also damage denied Joshua. The thing with spikes is that if you give them 1 damage on their first grade 2 turn, they kind of have a full board set for you. So me damage denying makes them lose a lot of tempo.
Yeah, typically against spikes, whenever you can, you always want to try to damage deny them, especially when they ride up to grade 2, because whenever they want to ride up to grade 2, they usually want to call a Rona or a Davy, which essentially lets them get a free grade 3 unit. And with that grade 3 unit, it's like basically an extra attacker. If they also have an extra CB, they're usually able to countercharge because most of the time they usually just call Deadly Lucifer. So thanks to Deadly Lucifer's skill, they're able to have 1 CB left by paying a Soul Blast. And if they also have a grade 2 that isn't their right target, they could also use Dexter if they have it to like build a completely free board. And essentially all of the attacks will always be hitting over trigger, which is really good.
Yeah, so here, if you notice on my side, because I had to ride the greed shade, I couldn't get the ride target I wanted, which is Nightrose. And I'm debating whether to give them that 1 damage or not. With spikes, and I noticed in the matchup, once you give them that 1 damage, they already get around 5 attacks off. But every little bit more extra damage you give them extends the combo further and further. So right here, I'm like gauging can I survive this next turn without the 2 cards, survive those 5 attacks? And I determined I don't think I will be able to. So I'm just gonna swing with Van here, and I'm just riding up in general because oh, here I got crit and OT. So I put all the crits effects on my booster, and I just OT'd on my booster as well. I didn't want to give him 2 damage, because even that 1 extra damage is going to extend the combo even further for him.
Yeah.
And in my hand right here, so right now I'm just banking on defensives. That's the main way I'm going to survive against this turn. And I realistically only have 1 G guard, I think, and a Sentinel crit. So my guard isn't the
I
greatest.
think you're definitely being helped out here considering what Joshua just rode into.
Yeah.
No force markers.
Yeah, so I was really glad you didn't have any force markers, because honestly, having that bad of I had no ships, nothing. I couldn't plus or build a hand. So right now I'm kind of just relying, I just gotta live with what I got,
Yeah, and just hope that it's enough to actually survive a Spike's turn.
Yeah, and you're gonna see in these upcoming damage checks that luck was not on my side.
Oh yeah, and right now you can see here that I'm debating on what I want to discard, because at this moment in time, I'm pretty sure I was determining whether I wanted a hard stride or ditch my heal trigger for Stride Father, because I thought I would still be able to build a board even if I had to ditch 2, because I still had I'm pretty sure it was a Rona and a Dexter. But as you can see here, it looks like I did ditch the heal. That's probably because I wanted to keep all the cards I had in hand, probably to make more attacks.
So going into this first stride turn and you're at 1 CB, do you think How much of an offense do you think you're gonna be able to like put on with this turn?
With one CV, I think you could do, if I remember, it's up to 9 or 10 attacks. Because essentially, in order to like get the combo, you need to have like 2 CV. Because you at least need 1 CV to like use Mecha Instructor skill, which lets you bind the Dexter, and by binding the Dexter, you're essentially able to call out 2 more attackers. But since I only have the 1 CV, it's probably reduced by 2 attacks, which I think would lead me to having 9 or 10 attacks. It really depends on whether or not I had the agile in the back row, which I did. So I think it would be up to 10. We're about to see right here.
And I mean, you're already out 3 agiles at this point. So are you kind of looking to kind of put some of them back in deck in order to like extend the combo, or do you think are you just going to be banking on the fact that you're not going to be drive checking that last agile fullback?
I'm not really worried about that because as long as I have one agile on board, it'll always go back to the deck and it'll always go to the bottom of the deck. So that means I'll still be able to call it with all of my skills. So as long as I have one on board, that should be fine because once again, it'll always go back to deck. Sometimes if I really wanted to, I'd like use like a G guard or like breach, as you can see right now, to put it back to the deck. But I'd rather probably use that for other stuff, like probably put Dudley Lucifer back because that's also another combo inspector you could use with Rona, since it's one of your only units you could use to countercharge. So I think this is when I start swinging. Breach Spirit. Unfortunately, I won't be able to like intercept with anything, but thanks to Breach Spirit skill, I still get a free draw in my hand, which is always very nice.
So I see you're not boosting the Breach Spurt. Is there any reason for that? I mean, it would have been a nicer number. I assume you're extending the attacks again?
Oh no, okay, so the reason why I didn't boost with the Dexter here is that normally you typically want to boost with the Dexter because you're going to bind it later on, but since I only had 1 CV, that means I only had the ability to use Dexter once, which means I wanted to keep the booster for the Mecha Instructor because the Mecha Instructor by itself only hits for 14. So that wouldn't really make a magic number, but with the booster for Dexter, I'd be able to make a 22, which hits over a trigger. And you obviously want to always go from smaller number to higher number.
So
is what I learned.
Is it kind of a similar logic to why we're not boosting with the Rona for this first swing?
Oh, I think so.
Because there comes out the Mecha Instructor, and it looks like for the second one we're calling another Breach Spurt.
Yeah. The same reason here is that I also wanted to make bigger numbers over here because I thought 23 was big enough to guard. Right now, that column would be 30k to guard because once again, Galley's like ability lets you give all units on the field currently when it uses skill boost. So essentially, this is a 30k column. But once again, you want to go from higher to or lower to higher numbers. It is kind of like worse numbers because it doesn't make magic numbers. So I still think it's better to save your bigger attacks for last.
Yeah, you see here I PG'd his Vanguard. So overall, for guarding at least, like my mindset for this is that I'm trying to bank for defensives, because I know now these 2 swings are going to be really really big, and depending on my hand size, I won't be able to guard it. It would be like 30k for one of them. Another one probably be like 30k guard as well, so I won't be able to guard those. I got 1 defensive here, which is only 5k. So I think, right, Joshua, all your other swings from now on are going to hit no matter what.
No, wait, yes, for the most part, yeah, because I think they all hit over 30k. They don't hit over 33, but 30k, yes, because if you got another trigger, it'd be 27, which I'm pretty sure all my units could hit over. Yeah, also I was gonna say another thing was Jesse was smart enough to not give me enough damage because once again, as you can see, my attack extensions were a lot lower, and if he didn't do that, he probably would have died this turn because he didn't sack any defensives or any important defensives.
Yeah, so we've played this matchup a couple times actually. Like a lot of times, like Grand Blue's a little bit too slow to kind of keep up with spikes at least. Sometimes I can with my starting hand, but here I only had 1 Greed Chain and no Columbards, so I couldn't really recycle heal guards or do really any plays for my grade 2 game. That's why I just rode up. But I noticed that sometimes when I give him 2 CB, he can just 1-6 me in 1 turn. It's terrible. So that's a little insight of why I was hard damage denying him. And then there, I think I was trying to G guard. Did I? I don't remember.
Not yet.
I don't think.
I don't
Not
think you-
yet.
No, you
Yeah, I
G-guard like twice in the next turn, but
Yeah, I was deciding. So I was planning to Lily to recycle back a G guard to hand with off of a greed shade, but I didn't have one in a drop. I was missing pieces. So I think that's why I didn't G guard there. And also you're gonna see later on, one of the only he's at 1 damage right now, so I can't really kill him next turn unless I have all my pieces in drop zone. But all I really have is Nightrose, and I don't have a superior ride in hand either. Or the limit break ride Night Miss. So I can't really 1-6 him either. So you're gonna notice I didn't G guard this turn just to keep it for his next turn where I'm gonna double cannoneer his 2 mecha trainers. So that's why I don't think I G guarded here.
was there a reason you called out the agile fullback, Joshua, instead of just like any other grade 2?
Oh, it's because I didn't really have any other grade 2s. Because the one card I would call out is my Chemist, which essentially is a 32k attacker, but I'm pretty sure I had it in hand,
Yeah,
so
we can definitely
it's
see
really-
it in there.
so it really didn't matter what I called because they just be 20k attackers. Because I didn't have
Oh.
any CB once again.
Okay, so here I actually ended up G guarding because I think I didn't have enough guard to live. Yeah, in my hand I have a grade 2 and a grade 3, so I ended up not having enough guard. So now I'm trying to decide what pieces I have, like what's available to me. I'm missing tons of pieces. I if you look right there, I don't have a Beatrice and drop, no Skull Dragons either. I don't even have ship in there either to build hand size. So I can't really 1-6 him. If like I could have had pieces because one of the problems with spikes is that after their push turn, their hand size is actually pretty weak, generally speaking.
And
So I think
yeah, it looks like right now you're debating on whether you want to ride into that Night Miss and maybe go for your break stride turn.
Yeah.
GP play, but it looks like you decide not to go for it. And
Yeah,
instead you go for some setup with the Obadiah.
Yeah, so the determining factor for whether I would go for that play or not, like the break ride with Bad Bounty, is if I had ship and drop. Because I could, realistically, I could cycle ship like 1, 2, 3, 4. I could recycle ship like five times, which is like drawing 5 cards. If I had ship and drop, which I didn't because I didn't hit a Columbard early game. So the reason I went to Obadiah here is just to get pieces, and I'm noticing that I have a lot of CB open as well. So I'm setting up my next turn where I'm gonna double cannoneer his mecha trainers and just cut down his like offensive overall.
Which I hate, by the way, because that's how every time he's always won against me. And has
Yeah. So here I'm just recycling pieces. I need the Beatrice to call out even a cannoneer in the first place. I'm just getting shipped so I can draw an extra card this turn. I need an Egger Bone for setup next turn. I don't have a Skull Dragon yet, and I forgot what this last card was
You
that
go
I was
for the
milling. Yeah,
Cutlass. Yep.
yeah, I'm going for the Cutlass because I need to double. If I wanted to double Cannoneer, I would need 4 CB open. But my goal here is to draw as many cards as possible. So I think I'm gonna call a Nightstorm and a ship off. So I need the extra Cutlass to have 4 CB open. I'm actually calling a Greed Shade here because I think I needed my goal was I remember now. I've only seen 1 heal and had 3 in deck, and I just G guarded the last turn. So I think I'm trying to add the heal here. Yep, and I called 4 out, discarding the Cannoneer. I'm pretty sure I'm adding the heal to hand here. Yeah.
Such a good card.
Yep. So right now I'm just trying to fish for that extra heal, so I can double cannon near him next turn. And you're gonna notice here too I misplayed actually. I forgot Cutlass before.
Yeah, you cheat. You go back and do it.
Yeah, I'm a cheater. I'm a
another
dirty
note,
cheater.
You did not hollow that Nightstorm, so clearly
They're not really say hollow.
you did not.
Oh
say
yeah,
hollow.
here I'm like, oh shit, Joshua, I think I forgot to cannon. I was like, oh shit, dude, I forgot mid. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I'm like, yo, I forgot mid.
It's cool. Cutlass is a quick effect, right?
Yeah, it's a quick
Activate
effect.
in the middle of the battle.
So he was like, so I was like, so I just did it and built the card because I didn't drive check yet. So I was like, okay. Yeah, I'm doing the Nightstorm effect and the Cutlass at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm using Beatrice's effect to call on their ship, draw more cards. Just trying to fish for the extra heal so I can actually live next turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna feed you this.
So with this turn, Joshua, how much damage are you trying to look for? Like, how much damage are you hoping to have for your next turn?
At least 2, maybe 3, because with 2 CB, I essentially able to do all the combos I'm able to do. With 3 CB, I could kind of extend a bit more. But also, an issue that I probably should have saw sooner was that I saw that he got the Heal Guardian, which means that he was able to do the double Cannoneer play and essentially like wipe out my entire board. But I'm not sure if Spikes could really play around that per se.
Yeah, the only way you can play around it. So when I G-guard with Lily, I need a rear guard open to retire. So the only way you can really get me is if I have one rear guard open and then you use that overdress card to actually get rid of it. Then I can't Lily that turn. But here, I don't think you can't really wipe my board in Spikes because after Oba dying, at least I'm gonna have a full board. So I'm gonna have a lot of options to retire off of Lily to call that Cannoneer and Beatrice and retire your Mecha Trainers. Yeah, so here I'm pretty confident in me living now, just because I drew 2 cards off of a ship. I drew an extra card off of the crit. I have both heals in hand. Overall, I should live this turn.
So it looks like Joshua is going to be actually riding into his real ride target. Unfortunately, not the SP copy. And
we're still looking for the rest, you know?
Yeah. And I think we are going into this turn with about 3 open CB.
I think it was 4 actually, because I think I went to 5.
Oh.
Was it 4?
I was not paying attention.
I don't remember.
I'll figure it out in editing. But either way, you have a lot of CB, so
yeah. Don't you only need 2 really to be like open to your combos?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 3 versus 2 doesn't matter, right?
No. Well, it might matter in one instance, but that instance barely comes up. Is it
the big swinger guy, like the really big one?
I don't know. It's like if I have an extra CV, I'm able to use Rona again to call out like a Dudley Lucifer if I really want to. But that hardly ever comes up because I usually only do that when I don't have the chemist in my deck, which sometimes it happens, but most of the time it doesn't. I'm gonna do here.
It looks like you're just trying to decide how you want to place your force markers. So you've got the Davy and the Rona to just basically complete your board and make it any way you want. And this is an interesting play. I don't know if I've ever seen you do this, using the Dudley for a William.
Yeah, I think why I decided to do this was because since I know you had the 2 Hero Guardians, I knew that I wasn't able to get as many pressure off because we were probably to retire the 2. So I called it William because essentially I'd be able to move the force markers with William's skill, so I could front in multiple lethal attacks. So I could essentially try to make you use more guard before you were able to use the Hero Guardians. But I still think, Jesse, you had enough guard for both of these attacks, right?
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm just deciding on the guard here.
See, that's 18, 28, 38. So that is, what, a 25-point guard? No, it's a 30-point guard.
Yeah, because by doing this late, rather than eating, wow, I ate 3 cards from it. That's pretty good. Because you were probably saving the G guard for an hour for the real code push turn.
Yeah, I would say you almost exclusively G guard only the Vanguard swing because that's when you caught the Mecha Trainers.
That is a PG that you're just going to use to block this attack. Just a standard draw PG. Looks like we're finally swinging with that Vanguard and calling out.
Probably a Dexter and an Instructor, yeah.
And then just using that Dexter. We're really seeing just the extent of just how having that much CB just
Yeah.
allows you to extend further and further.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll be enough because I'm pretty sure this is where Jesse calls his 2G Guardians to like shut down all of my attacks essentially.
Yeah, the main difficulty for Gramblin's matchup at least is I have to somehow live to the point where I can get pieces and like shut down your turns. But sometimes you can just blow me out before then. If I give you CB during your grade 2 turn, for example, right, I might just die. And I have to ride up you too, usually.
Because, yeah, most decks typically have to ride up against Spikes because Spikes has some of the best grade 2 gaming in the format because it just has so many. It's able to like build so many attackers and it has the ability to also get rid of important rear guards on field.
And hopefully I said hollow on that because I drew a card off of it.
Yes, you did actually actively say hollow at that time.
Good.
That's good. And I think
Yeah, and
Probably-
here I'm trying to get numbers and stuff as well. Because I know I got rid of the... Yeah. Get rid of the Mecha Trainer now.
Retire for cost. Call back a Beatrice.
Yeah, there was a little misplay. I should have just intercepted with Cannoneer. Actually, no, I have to retire it to...
Yeah,
to,
because it's going to be a Guardian Circle and you won't be able
Yeah,
to...
I would miss
call
timing
back.
on the call. Yeah.
And I assume you would need like 2 Beatrices to do this play like properly if you can't get rid of one of them on board.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, 100%.
We're doing those tribe checks. 3 blanks. Very nice.
Yeah. That's the problem with Spikes. You put so many rear guards back to the bottom of the deck that essentially you're not really fitting out your deck for triggers, so in many instances you're typically just drawn to blanks. Used to be expected. But unfortunately, since I didn't get any triggers, like I was hoping to get a crit there to like hit lethal for my agile fallback, but since I didn't, essentially I wasn't able to finish him this turn.
I forgot.
for a fact he probably had a cutlass, so he probably have enough to countercharge and essentially kill me next turn. I was thinking about
Yeah,
maybe giving him
Was that
the
why you
last
checked my yeah, was that why you checking my drop zone there?
I think so. I don't think it really mattered at this point because I knew you still had cutlass in drop, so you'd probably be able to like countercharge most of what you needed to like be able to extend as much as you can.
Yeah, I had a cutlass, and I also had the bone I set up from last turn, so I could call a Jesse off of that as well. So I would be able to I would be able to have 2 open CB, which I need for a bad bounty like Nightrose turn. I remember this instance as well. I was trying to like determine like I think there actually it would have I was trying to guard it in a way where I would like optimize the cards in my hand because I needed to bone and have enough cards to still stride and etc. Yep, I had that one bone set up from last turn.
Yeah, it looks like your drop zone is pretty much set up for the most part. You've got like the Nightrose, you've got a couple of dragons in there, you got the
Yeah.
Necro Bone from last turn.
I think here I'm counting. Am I counting cards? I think I'm trying to. Did I already stride yet? I forgot.
No,
here.
you have not striden yet. You're deciding what to
Yeah.
stride into.
I think I was trying to determine if I wanted to stride into Bart, but I was missing a navigator and drop zone. Because if I had a navigator, I could have boned out the navigator and just honestly just hard mill. But I think here I was missing that final piece, and I didn't have CB for Columbard as well. So this is where I think I opt out just to go to the bed bounty.
There it is.
So I assume you're feeling a bit more comfortable, like hoping that this is going to be your final turn and that you're going to be able to push for game this turn, right?
Yeah, generally speaking, I should be able to just to win off of this. It's less like guaranteed because I'm missing the break ride, and I don't have that many bones set up, and I don't have like 2 CB would be really pretty good. I can obviously bad bounty and I can Nightrose, but 3 CB would open me up to like night misplays and things like that, so that would be really good. But so I was pretty confident I was gonna win from like this push turn because Spikes doesn't have the greatest like hand size and like defensive options.
Mm-hmm.
But you do have that G guard that draws your card, which is just like dumb.
What do you mean? It's not even
G-Guards
that
draw
good.
cards.
It's broken. I forgot he had that. I think he's in G guard this turn, like push turn. I was like, what, you draw a card? What?
Yeah, 'cause
What?
G-Guards,
You draw a card? What?
G-Guards
Yeah, I
'Cause
don't think the draws really did much though, because it didn't draw into like any like really good like high guard cards. They were mostly like grade 2s and grade 1s that really didn't do much. I also want to like at least maybe get another perfect guard or another heal guardian, but I don't think I did see that because I think most of the cards were out of the deck. I think.
Yeah, something interesting here as well. If I actually had 2 bones and drop, I could have caught out the bell, which will recycle the cutlasses, which opens all my CB. But I'm just limited to 2 here.
Yeah.
Swinging, yeah. This is when he's in Giga. I was like, I remember this. I was like, you draw what?
It's not just that he draws; he gets to like literally put cards back in deck.
I know, like.
Yeah, so this is like the new G guard that was revealed for Premium Collection. You
see me reading it.
Don't like it because it's like cost 1 CV, which is like kind of an issue because once again you always want to have CVs like for your combos plays. But since I'm about to like die this turn, if I don't guard everything, it's like pretty helpful because essentially what this card does is that it adds all the shield of the normal units that you pick. You only are allowed to pick free from drop. So essentially, if you get like a grade 2 or a grade 1, that's like 15k shield to the G card. But also another bonus effect it has, if you put a grade 3 into the pile, you also get a draw card. And the neat thing is that you get the draw when the G guard is placed. So essentially, you could get another card to guard with. Which you saw right there, I didn't really get much of anything. I got into a breach, which isn't really going to be helpful here.
So looking like that's a pretty dry drive check. All we're hitting is going to be hitting is that 5k Banshee.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut that. I'm cutting it. I'm playing like the regular Souls GB1 crits. My original like thought process for like why I would play that is because the format kind of sped up and I sometimes I won't be able to stride right away, so it might help me fish for pieces. But I think the 10k shield and the 5k like power is too detrimental. Like you kind of have to get defensives and like in this format at least, like Steam Maiden, Spikes, etc. A lot of multi-attacking.
I think I also G-guard again with the same card.
Yeah. I think you're just trying to fish for that. Are you at 5 damage right now? I don't remember.
Oh, I was at 5. I remember this.
Yeah, you're at 5 damage, right? So it makes sense. You're trying to just fish for more cards to guard.
I think I won the fastest, right? I think I remember wanting to pass this.
Yeah, that should be 43, and then that is a 20-30. It also gets 10k from the Bad Bounty, correct?
Bad Bounty doesn't give it 10k. I think the 10k. I gave it 10k from the trigger effect out to the booster.
Yeah, but that'll be a 5k, so that's only 30.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, it's only
30.
30.
It is 30. No, it's 40. No, it's only 30. I was right the first time. So it looks like we're taking that first gas dragon, and we hit the OT there.
Yeah.
This is how he won BCS Anaheim, folks.
True, I'm a fraud, actually.
Yes. So he was like, dang, he got that 6 damage OT. I guess I just lose now, huh? Yeah, but up to this point, though, it was honestly a really close game. Like, there's a lot of moments where it's like, I didn't know if I was gonna live, like to hold on even to get to this point.
Yeah, I think you didn't have any cards to guard with, so essentially you were probably...
Yeah, this man has cards in hand.
I have 3 cards in hand. Yeah, it was a really close game though. Even for that last turn on my push turn, I remember you only had 1 PG in hand, so you couldn't guard the second dragon.
Well, at least you can always say that you've seen the fabled 3rd galley.
Hey, at least it wasn't the 4th.
Do you play 4?
I do play 4. Because I know it's not a good idea, but I feel like if you're not going into galley every turn, what are you doing?
That's fair.
I literally don't
I think here I'm just telling you, dude, just swing at me. I lose the game. I'm out of heals.
I think I remember. She was just like,
I was like, dude, just end me.
Just do it. Just kill me.
Yeah, just kill me. I was like, dang, 6 damage OT. It's over for me. just end it.
It's cool. What if you 6 damage OT?
OT. Remember I OT'd earlier.
It's okay. You just put your second one in the deck.
I OT'd earlier. I put it on my booster because I don't want to give him CP. That OT did nothing for me. I think I remember here now. I don't think you had CB open, did you?
Oh, because I had to use the 2 CV to like
Vanguard.
survive last turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now for someone who you
Who wanted
actually
to die.
there we go.
It's for someone that wanted to die. I guarded for some reason.
Yeah, you actually PG the first step. Anyways, that's gonna do it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you to my 2 guests for joining me for this recording, and I'll see you guys in the next one.